All right, so we got a trifecta here today. We have 3 comp carry pistols, 3 comp carry options, or 3 comp carry pistols that I prefer. We are going to run them, and I want to know what you think. I'm obviously going to tell you what it is that I think, but up first, we have the Tisas PX9 Gen 3 comp duty pistol. We have the Wesson 407C on here with the flared mag well. Beautiful shoot. That trigger is 4-ish pounds. Awesome, awesome shoot. Up next, we have the CZ P10C chambered in 9mm. As you can see, comp, very nice shoot as well. Yes, she ain't got no red dot. A plate in the box, so you do have to purchase that plate separately. She only had 1 magazine. We only gonna run 1 magazine for her, and that is the CZ P10C chambered in 9mm. And we have the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp chambered in 9mm. We have the Wesson EPS on her. This one here is a very nice shoot as well. Serrations on the slide are super aggressive. Will basically cut your fingers if you grip it too hard, but she's a great shoot nevertheless. And this is Smith & Wesson Carry Comp chambered in 9mm. All right, so we know what we're shooting. Let's head to the line and send these rounds down range. All right, hold that for me, please. Thank you very much. Up first, we have the Tisas PX9 Gen 3 Duty Comp. What a beast. Look at that. And yes, she does come with the gas pedal already installed. That is a part of the situation. Only thing that I added on here was the red dot, and beautiful shoot. Woo! Oh, that went forward. That's fine. Yes, she is loaded. That was my finger. Pistol is clear. Magazine is empty. The Tisas Duty PX9 Gen 3. What a shoot. CZ P10C. Without that optic, that's all right because she's still a great shoot. The aggression on the grip is of no other. It's a stipple style, and it's definitely very aggressive in the hand. But either way it goes, she's a great shoot as well. Woo! Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. What a shoot. The CZ P10C ported, chambered in 9mm. Delicioso. All right, up next, we have the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp, chambered in 9mm. This one has the Wesson EPS on here. Very also aggressive grip on this pistol, but it's not a stipple aggression. It's more of a, I can't even describe it. But one thing I can tell you for sure is if you engage that slide too deep with your fingers, it will cut you. All right. All right, so pistol is clear, magazine is empty. We have another one. Now, the solar panels on the Wessons are to minimize battery changes, but it doesn't mean to eliminate battery changes. So my battery is a little, I have to keep turning it on. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Now all of these have very similar specifications. Looking at them side by side, they are quite similar. If you line them up like such, as you can see, in height, in barrel length, in comp placement, all of them share a very similar situation. See that? and they're all very, look at the height in the two. See, they both pretty much have the same grip height. Although the Tisas has the actual flared magwell on it. Thus far, oh, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. Let's get reloaded. Going back in with that Tisas. Now, this does come with 2 magazines. We also have a full review of this pistol. Now, one thing that I did like about their footprint on their slide for their optics, it had 2 prongs sticking up on that slide that allowed you to mount the optic before you actually put the screws in, but the screws were backing into the prongs versus into the slide. I like that. Somebody give me the official name to that style. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Yeah. And for the price, you can't beat that. Absolutely cannot. I think somebody said they had a combat or something. I got to find that. I have to find that. All right, so we're going in next with the CZ P10C ported. We ain't got but 1 magazine for it, but that's fine. Again, this is also a very nice shoot. Enjoy this a whole lot. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Now we do have some, look like night sights on here, nice serrations in front and the rear of the slide. Serrations at the top of the slide to help with that glare from the sun. And solid. She is a solid pistol. Now, Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson Carry Comp, chambered in 9mm. This one here is an animal in itself. Very tough. When you look at this pistol, the first thing comes to mind is, look at that. Everything about this pistol is not only sexy, but it's so well put together as far as the designs and everything on here. It's just absolutely beautiful visually. And the shoot, as well, is a very nice shoot. Enjoy it so much. Ouch. All right, pistol is clear, magazine is empty. But I am already feeling some gripes in these shoots thus far. Now that I am shooting them all together, I am really feeling out the comfortability, not so much as the shoot, meaning as far as the comp goes, but the comfortability throughout all of these firearms. Let me get a few more rounds. Going back in with that Tisas Duty PX9. All right, I can tell you one thing. If you hit the magazine in just a little aggressive, that slide gonna go forward. I don't have a problem with that, but just is something to keep in mind. So if that slide went forward, that means you're ready and you're hot. Let's feel this out just a little bit. Fill it out. Wow, the Tisas Duty PX9, chambered in 9mm. Ugh, what a shoot. Although she's a little lighter, I can really, I don't know. There's something about this that makes up for it being as light as it is. All right, CZP10C ported. We ain't got but one magazine for this. So we're gonna shoot some a little faster, then we're gonna slow it down and we're gonna fill it out, all right? All right, that was Pistols Clear Magazine is Empty. I also kind of, it wasn't even that aggressive, but I slammed the magazine in and the slide went forward. I don't have a problem with that. All right, that was the CZP10C ported. Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. All right, this one here in the hand truly feels like a compact pistol. It feels the grip, the length of the grip, and I know showing them to you lined up, they all look like they were pretty much about the same height. But it's just something about this one in particular that makes me feel like it's too short. Too short in my hand. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Let me get my magazine. All right, let's talk about these right quick. Overall, I'm gonna rate them as far as comfortability first. Comfortability goes, meaning how she felt in my hand, how she shot, just overall in itself. Number one, the Tisas. The Tisas Duty came in at number one in comfortability, the way that she felt in my hand, the complete full-size grip length in my hand, and she just, beautiful. Then the CZP10C ported, again, full grip, as you can see, without that magazine in there, and it just feels complete. Although the grip texture is a lot more aggressive than what it is that I would like, it still felt good and shot well in my hand. Thirdly would be the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. As you can see, I do have some or more hang off than I did with the P10C, and the comfortability in shooting this one was not as comfortable, although the aggression on the Smith & Wesson is not as aggressive as the CZ. Now, overall shoot in the pistols, overall, I felt like the Tisas Duty performed or outperformed the rest of the pistols, meaning over the CZ P10C and over the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp. I really enjoyed everything overall with this pistol. The grip texture, the grip shape, the way that it felt in my hand, the way that the pistol shot, everything about this was just very accepting, and it shot very, very well. I enjoy very, very much gas pedals, so that was something that put me in a more familiar space and made this more comfortable for me to shoot. So number one came the Tisas. This one is the PX9 Gen 3 Duty Comp. Wonderful. Comfortability and shoot. Up next, I would say the CZ. In my opinion, the CZ felt very, I hate to use the word flat. It felt very smooth. It didn't feel like it had a lot of recoil towards what it is that we were shooting. All of these are comped. I did feel like the Smith & Wesson had a little bit more recoil versus this actual CZ. So as far as the shoot goes, the CZ P10C ported came in at number 2. And in number 3, not saying anything overly, I shouldn't even say it because it's not bad. We're just talking about which one do I feel like outperformed each other. And I feel like the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp came in lastly for me. The shoot, sorry Smitty gang, the shoot felt a little bit more rougher. So it felt like it had a lot more recoil versus the other two. But y'all let me know how it looked. Looking, that's what I'm saying. That's Kenny. Kenny, sorry Smitty gang. but this one fell last in my lineup. Again, it had really nothing to do with like the aggressions and all of the aesthetics as far as the pistol went. It was just the shoot, and the actual grip shape was a little bit more cumbersome in my hand when I was shooting, and it just felt a little bit shorter. So the Smith & Wesson Carry Comp came in last. But what did you think? What did you see? How do you feel? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. I know it's somebody out there that has these same 3 pistols. Let me know what your 1, 2, 3 is. I am very interested to know. But overall, as I continue to shoot this Tisas is really doing her thing. She ain't come to play. This is like the true underdog story. Like, I have a point to prove, and she is proving that point. I enjoyed this so much. So Yoke Gang, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel just by watching this video. I love it when things work, but I love y'all for life. Muchos besitos. Peace.